So here we go, the fourth and final Senior Cup semi-final of the weekend. Lots more, of course, to come tomorrow on Sunday. But this is the last of the senior games. It is Demons in blue and Templeogue in mostly white. It is a battle of two teams that are very familiar with cup success. The man beside me, Pat Price, led Demons to 4. Templeogue, the champions in 2016. Their coach, Mark Keenan, a bit of an icon of Irish basketball, a bit of an icon of cup basketball. Speaking of icons, here's Hosford going for the first two and getting it for Demons. It is Off the Ball's coverage of the Hula Hoops Pat Duffy National Men's Cup semi-final. We've already seen UCD Marion win through. They're looking for their first cup win since 2011. Who will they face in the final? This is good stuff. Killeen, the big man, makes a big play early in the game.
Well, thanks for having me, Oisin. This is expected to be a terrific matchup. You've got talent in every position. You've got experience in every position. You know, one of the X factors for this game, will Demons make it feel like a home game? You know, they're fortunate to be here on their home court. Will they make it play out that way?
Colin O'Reilly back in the coach's chair, back on the court. Shot for 2 in the end, and it goes in. That was a really, really big shot by Lorcan Murphy. Another man name checked by Kieran Donaghy on Off the Ball AM on Friday morning. And he can dunk too as well, Lorcan Murphy.
Well, Lorcan Murphy would be more known for his athletic play. To see him start off the game by knocking down a long-range shot, that could be posing problems for Demons as well. That's not typically his game, but he's obviously added that to his arsenal.
Here we go, Lorcan Murphy. What a play that was. 4-all, 8:32 left in the first quarter. Inside it goes. Colin O'Reilly. He's had a long and storied career, Colin O'Reilly. And I'm not for a moment suggesting that he'd like to end it with the cup win, because this might not necessarily be his final year. I don't think he'll ever have a final year, but he'd love to add a cup win.
Well, he's in that difficult position of you know, playing out as a member of a squad, but then trying to provide the leadership as a player coach. I've always found it to be a very difficult arrangement. He's had a lot of success with it. That's a credit to him.
Had some success there, 1 from 2. Remember, we'd love to hear from you. You can get us on Twitter at Off the Ball. Lorcan Murphy! There's the dunking we talked about, or not far off it anyway. Well,
all set up by the penetration of Puff Summers. He got into the lane without any issue and found a cutting Murphy.
Hosford, the captain. Hosford gets it out to Colin O'Reilly. Brought in. Colbert.
Come on, Colbert.
Another man who can make big plays. The 6'8" centre. Here's Puff Summers. And they can't complete it. Just took too much out of it, Neil Randolph. Here we go again. Oh! Lemon Colbert. What a 3 that was.
Well, one of the reasons Colbert's been so successful in this league, and one of the reasons Demons have brought him back time and again, he's got that combination of game that's hard to stop. He's too strong for the guards, and you know, he's knocking down shots against forwards.
Stephen James, the captain, got a big 3. We saw his brother do it in the last game. Daniel, will it be brother on brother in the final? Long way to go. Hosford, off the rim, falls into the hands of Puff Summers, sends Lorcan Murphy away, can't keep his footing, does get it away to Randolph, but we'll have to stop. That was absolutely beautiful.
Well, Demons will need another big game out of Adrian O'Sullivan. His performance in the quarterfinals versus Garvey's Tralee was absolutely spectacular. He had 26 points. It was as good a performance as a domestic player as I've seen in a cup.
Lamont Colbert.
Colbert!
Just said, all right, I'll shoot.
Well, outside and inside.
Shot for 3. Oh! It's sunk. Puff Summers desperately wants a cup. Hard to believe that Puff has never actually won the cup.
Well, another guy who's got plenty of years in the league. Mark Keenan and I had a discussion earlier today. You know, Mark was in that difficult position as a head coach to decide, does he play Puff Summers as a starter or Michael Bonaparte, who's very celebrated, his, you know, more than decorated player.
Puff Summers. Puff sends it up in smoke. Here we go.
Keenan opts for Puff Summers. He just likes the energy that he brings to start a game, and Michael Bonaparte will see plenty of minutes on the court, but the arrangement now with job sharing effectively.
Interesting article with Puff Summers written by the brilliant Kieran Shannon in today's Irish Examiner. I'll put the link up actually on at Off the Ball and at Oisin Langan in a few minutes when we get a break. Colbert misses this time. Interestingly about Puff, as he goes for another three, and is unfortunate, Adrian O'Sullivan collects it on the rebound. He was actually once cut by Mark Keenan at Limerick, maybe a day before the season began. That's all in Kieran's article today, but he obviously does not hold a grudge, because here he is playing for Mark Keenan and Templeogue. Trying to find a way through there is Kyle Hosford. Hosford for Colbert. 5:07 left in the first quarter. This one absolutely flying by.
Free-flowing pace here. Pretty easy entry pass, but I think Colbert may have gotten away with a little bit of residency there in the lane.
Neil Randolph, brother of Darren, the Middlesbrough and Ireland goalkeeper. Son of Ed. Darren Randolph, I have to say, one of my favourite footballers. He's a really top guy. Colin Riley goes for two and gets it.
Ties it up at 14 points apiece.
Summers. Jason Colleen. Lorcan Murphy for three. Wow.
See, they're playing him for the drive. You know, his forte is getting to the rim. You know, but if you start the game and you're hitting back-to-back threes, now the defender's got some tough choices.
Colbert, O'Reilly, Hosford with the shimmy, and it goes off the foot of Stephen James. And I think Hosford somewhat gets away with it, in a sense of that's not what he meant to do. But look at that, Lorcan Murphy.
And Mark Keenan now introduced Michael Bonaparte, gives Puff Summers a rest.
Lorcan Murphy, good on defense as well as offense.
It's a soft foul there called on O'Sullivan. He's going to want to mind himself here. He doesn't pick up his second early, but again, not a place where you want to be giving up fouls.
Bonaparte misses. O'Reilly. Hosford puts the boot down and drives all the way to two.
Well, he's got that in him. He's a powerful player. Again, you know, he's 7 or 8 years now in the Super League level, but he's still got plenty of energy.
Oh, he's done it again. If it was darts, Lorcan Murphy would be hitting nothing but bullseyes. The timeout is called with 3:44 left in the first quarter, and it is Templeogue who lead 20-16. We're at the Mardyke UCC Arena. It's off the ball, watching the hula hoops. Pat Duffy National Men's Cup semi-final, the second of two. Already UCD Marion have secured their spot in the final. Who will they be playing at the National Basketball Arena? UCC Demons in the blue or Templeogue in the white? We'd love to hear from you via Twitter @OffTheBall, or you can get me on @Oisín Langan. Rory Fenlon has tweeted to say it's a wonderful game. He's absolutely right, but that wasn't a particularly wonderful moment.
Well, correct call there. Colin O'Reilly with a moving screen had his elbows up. The rule is you must stay within your cylinder. No elbows up and no movement of your feet. When you set the screen, you got to be set.
Randolph. Colleen finds Bonaparte, who finds 2 points.
Well, coming out of the timeout, Demons have switched to a zone, and it didn't take long to carve that up. They found Bonaparte dead center.
Lamont Colbert floats it up for Colin O'Reilly, who can't find it first time, but he doesn't give up. And I think that's going to be Demons' possession. Look at this. Colin O'Reilly, a competitor, goes to the bench.
Jack O'Mahony onto the court for Demons. Again, a kid who's got a very, very bright future.
Adrian O'Sullivan. That's a shot for two, which bounces into the hands of Bonaparte. Carlton Cuff not finding the target. Lorca Murphy, he's been on fire so far, and the fire does not go out. Up and away, Lorca Murphy.
Well, 11 points, 7.5 minutes into the game for Murphy. Opportunity for 12.
Hosford.
A great start for him.
Hosford covering the boards. Lamont Colbert for two. Oh, when life gives you lemons, make baskets.
24-18, a 6-point lead.
Bonaparte. Killeen. Bonaparte goes for the rebound, doesn't get it.
Killeen yet to be established inside. That's a terrific shot by Colbert. He's such a smooth player for a big man. He's very mobile.
6'8". Not the tallest man out there. Guess who is? He's the tallest Demons man out there, except for Conor Ryan, who's also 6'8".
Well, Killeen brings experience, size, bit of versatility. He could hit that free throw or a foul line jumper, but he's also very strong around the basket.
You still didn't guess who was the other, who was taller than Colbert. It's Jason Killeen, I'll tell you. He's 6'10". There we go. Bonaparte. Basketball is incredibly difficult for me because I'm not blessed with height, so I have to hold that microphone up. My arm gets sore if the interview goes on anyway long. Carlton Cuff. Colbert back to Cuff, who hooks it home.
Well
2
played.
minutes left in the first quarter.
Well played by Demons. They timed the double team. Carlton Cuff at the free throw line dives, which is a great option. Anytime they're double teaming the post, you get that basketball reversed towards the middle.
Bonaparte with 1:57 on the clock.
Well, he's only been on the court 3.5 minutes. This is his third trip to the free throw line. You know, he's got a savvy around the basket. He's strong and physical, uses his body well, and obviously with such a threat to finish, he draws the fouls.
Smooth is a word you use to describe Lamont Colbert's play so far. I think it's fair to say that's what Bonaparte is from the free throw line. Jack O'Mahony. Sullivan inside. Colbert back out. Jack O'Mahony! Big Jack! Just 2 in the end, but he was on the border. Lorcan Murphy. Murphy with 3 around him, he doesn't mind. Bonaparte goes for it, and under pressure doesn't get it. It's quite stop-starty at the moment. It was free-flowing at the start. 1:21 left in the first quarter.
I'm certain that depth will be an issue in this game. Demons with a much thinner bench. They're likely to only play 8. And Mark Keenan with a larger bench at his disposal, especially when you're talking about job sharing with Bonaparte and Puff Summers.
Niall O'Reilly of the O'Reilly clan. Here we go, Buchan. Trying to weave through there was Hofsburg. Shot comes and just doesn't fall in. The rebound is claimed. Here's Bonaparte. Luke Thompson. Bonaparte. Bonaparte trying to slip by Jack O'Mahony. Grabbed on the bounce there by Bertrand, and it's gone in.
Bonaparte's just having a field day inside. He's either drawn a foul or he's scored on nearly every possession.
34 seconds left in the first quarter. Here comes Kyle Hosford. 12 left on the shot clock. Out it goes to Jack O'Mahony, who finds Colbert. Colbert gets the basket. 4 between them. 19 left on the clock. So what do you do if you're Templeogue? Just wind down the clock and try and get a shot away at the end?
Well, 1 possession. They don't want to have to play defense again. Hold this shot as late as you can.
Morrison is in. That's a shot from the 3-point kind of border, and it's claimed by Niall O'Reilly. Here comes another one, and there was not one last basket in it for Templeogue towards the end of the quarter. The first quarter ends. It's tight, it's tense, it's exciting. It is 24 Demons, 28 Templeogue. Stay with us for full coverage of the men's semi-final. Here we go again. Randolph gets us underway. It is Baylock Morrison. Bonaparte didn't start but has made an impact since coming in, and that's 3, and that's Luke Thompson. So 31 plays, 24 with 9:44 left in the second quarter. Colbert. Adrian O'Sullivan. Niall O'Reilly. Colbert. Jack O'Mahony keeps it alive. Jack O'Mahony shoots for 3. Off the rim it goes. Rebound played by Colbert. Here is that 3, by the way. Luke Thompson. Supreme. Mike Bonaparte. Air ball.
Well, Demons will be happy to leave him out there after the damage he did late in the first quarter around the basket. You're playing the percentages.
Buchan. Adrian O'Sullivan. This is O'Sullivan trying to snake his way through.
Well, in the quarterfinal against Tralee, they're the kind of baskets that were falling for him. He's a terrific, terrific player, very dynamic, can score, going to his left, going to his right.
Adrian O'Sullivan. Bit of an old school 80s feel about that quarter-final because it was on in the parochial hall. There was exams going on here at the Mardyke Arena. What a storied venue the parochial hall is.
Inspiration for Kieran Shannon's book, Hanging from the Rafters.
What a book. What a book.
What a terrific book.
Yeah, what a documentary to go along with it as well.
That's right.
5-point lead for Templeogue. 8:53.
Morrison. Randolph. Bonaparte. Great pass. Now can they make a great point basket? Adrian O'Sullivan. Foul called. It is off the ball live at the Mardyke Arena for the Hula Hoops National Cup semi-finals. Already Marion going through. Colin O'Reilly, the player coach of Demons, might bring himself back on at some stage. His team trailing by 5 with 8:29 left in the second quarter. We'd love to hear from you at Off the Ball on Twitter. At Oisin Langan will get me directly here. People watching all over Ireland, all over the world, including Joe Price watching in San Diego. Nice to have you along, Joe. Colbert. Jack O'Mahony. Unlucky. Colbert almost getting to the rebound, but it is Bonaparte who claims it. Spills into the path of Morrison. Bonaparte didn't catch that one right. He was under pressure. 8:11 left in the second quarter. 31 plays 26. Hosford. O'Mahony to O'Sullivan. Sullivan just didn't quite get it right. Jason Killeen gets it away to Morrison. Morrison is isolated. He's going to have to jump and shoot and miss. Hosford.
Ill-advised there, 1-on-4, including some rather large men.
Including this man, Colbert, who bulldozes his way through. Bonaparte. It's a bit more free-flowing now with 7:33 left in the second quarter. Morrison. Bonaparte. Fast hands, Killeen.
Great connection there between the two. Right, there's some guys that are obviously used to playing with each other on the same page. Bonaparte knew exactly where Killeen would be.
Hosford. O'Sullivan. Cuff. Hosford. Colbert. Colbert, 4-3. Had to get it away. The shot clock was very much hot at that stage. Randolph comes back to him. He didn't expect it, but he still took it. Bonaparte. Killeen. Killeen shimmies past Colbert. Colbert a little bit flat-footed by Killeen there. And Templeogue stretch out their lead. 6:44 left in the second quarter. 35 plays 26. Templeogue leads and a timeout called. Templeogue leading by 7 with 6:44 left in the half. It's the second quarter and it's Adrian O'Sullivan. It's off the ball live at the Mardyke Arena. Demons battling Templeogue for the right to play UCD Marion in the cup final. Here's Hosford. He was intercepted anyway, but we will come back.
Well, we'll see if Demons come out with any adjustments. You know, you've got the 9-point lead here with 6.5 left in the second, and if Templeogue come out the more prepared or ready to execute, you know, this league could grow a little bit out of hand for Demons, especially a team that doesn't have a lot of depth. And all of their physical effort is going to go into a comeback.
Cuff just doesn't fall in. You're watching us through various social media channels tonight, Facebook, Twitter, Periscope perhaps. Ken Maloney says, great to have Off the Ball covering basketball as their first live television link up. Well done, lads. Pleasure for us to do it. Adrian O'Sullivan. O'Reilly. That's from Hosford. That is from the top shelf.
Well,
and a timeout called. 5:58 left in the second quarter. 35 plays 26. Templeogue lead.
Oh, yeah.
.5:58 left in the second quarter. Templeogue leading by 6, 35-29. Here's Lorcan Murphy. Picked out Thompson. Murphy on the charge. Killeen, he can hold off a whole team. And he does well there.
Demon showing a 2-2-1 press there coming out of the timeout, trying to change the tempo here, change the look. They got bailed out a little bit. There was a critical possession there. Bonaparte kind of off balance, ill-advised shot. Ball immediately goes down and Hosford knocks the three. It was a big swing.
Killeen puts away the first. Killeen, the Limerick man, puts away the second. 37-29, 5:46 left in the quarter. Carlton Cuff. Hosford. Niall O'Reilly. Off the cuff and missed. Morrison. Tangled up by Adrian O'Sullivan. He was a real nuisance there. Lorcan Murphy. Murphy for two. That's high risk. And the gamble doesn't pay off.
Well, that wouldn't necessarily be his game. Again, he's obviously demonstrated the ability to knock down threes, and he's absolutely brutal going to the basket. He's so tough on defenses because he plays above the rim. But I'm sure Demons would concede him shooting off the dribble, off balance on the baseline. Puff Summers now gives Bonaparte a spell, so we'll see a couple of different looks here now from Templeogue.
Summers is in. Lorcan Murphy. Killeen wants it, doesn't get it. Now he does.
Offensive foul.
O'Reilly and Killeen colliding, and that one registers on the Richter scale. Ooh.
Hosford.
O'Reilly, Demons haven't been in a flow since the first quarter. O'Reilly. That'll help.
Difficult shot, difficult shot. That play was by design. They ran O'Reilly into the paint on a cross screen to try to get a possession, to try to use his size advantage. He's 6'6".
Murphy Colleen. Bit of a tango. And a bit of a look there from Jean-Francois Basselou.
Wait.
Luke Thompson misses. Hosford, 4:41 left in the quarter. Hosford inside. Colbert. That's a really, really good basket. Colbert applauds Jim Horgan and Declan King and Emmett Ryan on the press table, and they applaud him as well.
Well, a couple of things you take away from that. One, Hosford used a separation dribble. After the ball screen came, he physically got away from his defender, which allowed him space to pass. And then the second point was just the speed of the pass. He absolutely zipped the ball in, didn't allow a help defender time to get there.
Colbert misses, and it's collected by Francois Basselou. Summers, jump shot from Summers.
Templeogue lost her shape a little bit here now, allowing Demons to creep back into the game here.
Now, it might be just an obvious go-to excuse, but no coincidence that Bonaparte is not on the court. Colbert, Cuff, Hosford, Colin O'Reilly. O'Reilly. Into the corner it goes, Adrian O'Sullivan. Unlucky. Had to do it, was under pressure, 3:48 left in the quarter. Neil Randolph. Francois Basselou. Just fell the wrong way for him, the right way for Demons. Hosford.
Basselou, an experienced player, a little bit older. He ended up in Dublin studying for a medical degree, but a very experienced player. Played in second division France.
Randolph. Francois Basselou. Summers. Almost slipped. Somehow managed to keep his feet. Here's Randolph! O'Sullivan with 4 between them and 3:14 left on the clock. 20 on the shot clock. O'Reilly for 3! Randolph. Randolph for 3! Misses again. Unlucky with his last 2. Hosford. 18 left on the shot clock. Adrian O'Sullivan pops to Hosford. And Colin O'Reilly has collided with Basselou. Now it was off the ball, so I didn't quite catch it in real time. Well, let's hope he's okay. Just composing himself. 4 in it, 2:49 left on the clock in the second quarter. There was a mighty thud when he hit the ground. He has a long way to fall. Here's what happened. A bit of a body check there from Francois Basselou. That is not what the doctor ordered.
Well, Basselou caught him with a forearm as O'Reilly made the cut, and he absolutely took the brunt of it.
He's a brave man doing that to O'Reilly on his home court. Niall O'Reilly debating away with the referee, while Colin waits to take the free throw with 2:49 on the clock in the second quarter. Three between them. 2 in a row for O'Reilly.
9 points, Colin O'Reilly.
You don't want to jostle with him. You don't want to engage in a battle with O'Reilly. You'll only make him mad. Outside it goes, Summers. Summers finds a route through, goes back out to Randolph. Randolph this time, third time a charm. Last 2 missed, this one sinks.
Well, I'll tell you what I liked about that shot. He doesn't hesitate. There's no second guessing it. So if you're a 3-point shooter, that's the way you have to be.
O'Reilly. Randolph putting him off. 2:12 left on the clock.
All good shooters believe that their next shot is in.
Well, here we go. He really did believe, didn't he? Adrian O'Sullivan. O'Sullivan! Unlucky. Cuff. O'Reilly. Hosford. Hosford spots the gap, goes to Colbert, who goes and gets 2.
17 for Colbert.
17 for Colbert now. Summers, 1:46 left. Summers rejected.
Rebounded by O'Reilly.
O'Reilly. Was he barging through there, Colin O'Reilly? Have a look.
Well, again, you're going to need an angle on that because he obviously extended his forearm as he driving that defender back.
1:34 remaining in the second quarter. 40 plays 37. It's a timeout. Welcome back, second quarter, 1:33 left, 3 between them, Templeogue lead. Lorcan Murphy. Summers. Summers for 2. Sinks it. 5 between them, 1:18 left. Hosford to O'Sullivan, back to Hosford. Into O'Sullivan, who's left open. Should he have gone for it himself there, Pat?
Well, I tell you, he saw a few imposing figures near the basket. Namely 6'10" Jason Killeen.
Fantastic from Puff Summers. Stephen James. Killeen. Summers with 52 left on the clock. 8 only on the shot clock. This is for 3, I think. It's missed in any case. It was on that kind of borderline. Hosford, 43 left in the quarter. Adrian O'Sullivan. We're almost at half time. 5 between them. Can Demons come up with a big finish? Even if they don't, it'll still be close enough going into the break. Paul Ryan is enjoying the coverage. He's tweeted us to say that he's in a flu-induced quarantine and he's disappointed he can't join the Red Army in tour. Adrian O'Sullivan colliding with Jason Killeen there and picked up a bit of a knock as well for his trouble. Let's hope he's okay. Demons will be hoping he's okay because he's a big player for them. He's probably just winded.
Well,
He's still on the court anyway.
Well, Templeogue has one advantage they've gained here is they've been able to keep any kind of home crowd support out of it. Demon support has been largely understated here. There's not much going on in terms of the normal noise levels you'd hear at a cup final or a cup semifinal. Excuse me.
Two out of two. I won't say it's the big finish they required in the quarter because there's still 32 seconds left, but there's only 3 between them now. Summers, Lorcan Murphy, Randolph was showing, didn't get it. Murphy taking his time. Stephen James, Randolph, who got that magnificent 3 a couple of minutes ago. They'll bring it in and put it back outside. Stephen James. Jump shot from James, incomplete, 10 seconds left. What can Demons do? Adrian O'Sullivan, who's got over his injury. Colin O'Reilly urging him forward. O'Sullivan floats it in! Flying like Superman. And the clock hits 0, and that is an absolutely magnificent end to the half. Adrian O'Sullivan giving the home support a bit of a boost and giving his team a bit of a boost. Niall O'Reilly is out high-fiving everyone and low-fiving everyone. And that's what it means to them. Half time in the Cup semi-final, 42 plays 41, Templeogue leading against Demons. We'll be back at the second half soon. It's the third quarter of the National Cup men's semi-final. UCD Marion have already booked their spot in the final. Haven't won it since 2011. They have been there a couple of times since. Demons looking to join them, but Templeogue standing in the way. And O'Reilly puts Demons in front within 15 seconds of the start of the third quarter. Randolph. Lorcan Murphy. Murphy regains. Summers. Colleen hands it off to Summers. Sleight of hand to Colleen. Stephen James into the paint. Stephen James. Foul. Colin O'Reilly with the first basket of the second half, the third quarter. He made a fairly animated figure on the bench a couple of times throughout the first half. Had a couple of debates with the officials, shall we say.
Well, those debates are only going to end one way. He's got to mind the fact that he's got 3 fouls. A fourth one early in the fourth would really put them in jeopardy, because he'd be playing very soft basketball for the rest of the way, and he's not known for that. He's a guy who really gets after it, so he's really got to keep his focus on the game and his own performance.
That's the voice of 4-time cup winning coach with Demons, Pat Price. Colin O'Reilly misses. Off the ball with you for the cup semi-final. We brought you the previous 3. Lorcan Murphy for 3, misses. Get us on at off the baller at Oisin Langan. Colbert, big 2.
Colbert, 21 points for Colbert.
21 for Colbert there.
Leads by 2.
And Demons lead by 2 with 8:37 left in the third quarter. Neil Randolph. Everyone wants to be in the showpiece, which will be live on TG Cahir. Summers. Foul. Cathal O'Flaherty is a big Demons fan. He's watching us in Australia. Cathal, what is it, early morning there? Good morning to you.
Templeogue coach Mark Keenan protesting that last possession when Colbert appeared to travel. He came down with the ball after a ball got tied up, but there was no call, and obviously play resumes.
Adrian O'Sullivan! Oh! He had a big finish to the second quarter. That's a big start to the third. 8:23 left in this quarter. Lorcan Murphy! Oh, he launched there.
There's a guy you don't turn your back on.
It's like he's got heels in his shoes, like Inspector Gadget or something. He can really climb in the air. Hosford. 47 plays 45, Demons lead. 7:58 left in the quarter. Hosford. Cuff! Chips for 3. Doesn't get it. Summers, who's coaching in St. Kieran's College in Kilkenny, one of the strongest hurling schools in the country. Colleen.
Colleen with 10 points.
Cuff. Colbert. Hosford. Cuff. Adrian O'Sullivan, he's on the road again. He is just something special, Lamont Colbert.
I liked his composure around the basket there. They ran a very composed set as a unit, but his finishing skills are pretty terrific.
Lorcan Murphy with 7:04 left in the quarter. Denied. O'Reilly. He's a much calmer presence now. O'Reilly. But still a presence. Here's the dunk. Worth a look. Lorcan Murphy, as advertised by Kieran Donaghy. He told us Murphy was capable of that. And we've seen a lot of evidence this evening. Mark Keenan multiple. This was equally as good by Riley. That's tough, going kind of away from the basket and leaving it behind. O'Reilly again.
The body control and being able to score going against the grain, right? That's comes with years of experience.
Stephen James.
Practice your layups, kids.
Exactly. Lorcan Murphy again! Well, he was left uncovered.
Again, someone needs to mind that fella.
Hosford pops it up. Colbert puts it in.
25 points put them on Colbert. 6:23 in the third.
6:20 left on the clock. Bonaparte is back in. I think that's going to be a Templeogue possession. Lorcan Murphy. And that wasn't easy by any matter of means. He had to kind of hook it backwards. Colbert made that look easy, but it came from years of practice. O'Reilly almost intercepts. Bonaparte retrieves. Killeen. Great interplay between Bonaparte and Killeen.
Yeah, they have a terrific partnership. You know, he knows what to look for.
O'Sullivan. Murphy working hard on defense. We've seen him do spectacular things on offense, but that was equally as good. If you have someone who can do that, here's Bonaparte. Loses it.
Four fouls, 13.
Carlton Cup is now on 4 fouls. Killeen for 2. Perfection. I guess Cup isn't as aggressive as O'Reilly would be on the court, but
well, again, on a team that doesn't have a lot of depth and well documented this season, they could ill afford any of these guys to be in foul trouble.
O'Reilly for 2. Doesn't get it. O'Reilly doesn't give up. Killeen takes it.
Well, he was lucky not to pick up his 4th there.
He was. Lorcan Murphy. Unlucky. Colbert. O'Sullivan pops it down for O'Reilly. O'Reilly for 3. Never really made the connection. Lorcan Murphy, he's got Bonaparte with him. Demons 9 points off the top of the Super League at the moment. 21 points. Marion on top on 30. Templeogue 3rd, but only 3 points behind the top 2. Although Marion have 2 games in hand on Garvey's Tralee Warriors, who are 2nd. Garvey's Tralee Warriors beaten by Demons in the quarter-final at the Parochial Hall. Lorcan Murphy.
Well, the better performing team in the last 15 minutes gets the opportunity to take on a very strong UCD Marion team in the final.
And we're now into that last 15 minutes, exactly 5 on the clock for the 3rd quarter. Hosford. Buchan got his hands on it. Adrian O'Sullivan. Cuff. Colbert, I beg your pardon. Colbert misses. Lorcan Murphy.
Killeen with terrific defense there on that last possession. Really using his size and length.
Buchan. He's a little bit isolated. Support arrives from Hosford.
Oh.
He got that wrong. Buchan. O'Sullivan. Hosford's in the corner. O'Sullivan goes himself. Hosford, 4-3. He misses. Randolph. Wow! Timeout called, 4:10 left in the 3rd quarter, and it is Templeogue who lead by 4, 57-53, thanks to this magnificent 3-pointer. 4:10 left in the third quarter. Templeogue by 4, 57-53. When these two met in November in the league, it was Templeogue who won. And that was here as well. Hosford. O'Sullivan took it from Jack O'Mahony, but couldn't take the 2 points that were on offer. Killeen.
Terrific post position. Now you see, Sheen, that's what we're talking about is the danger of the third foul, right? Killeen catches the ball with 2 feet in the paint, and there's absolutely nothing Colin O'Reilly could have done there. He had to back off.
I read my sheet wrong, by the way, when these two met earlier in the season. The Demons lost 97-89, and that was October, not November. It was a month out, close enough. Bonaparte. Back out it goes to Luke Thompson. Randolph, he's already got one big three. He's got another one. So that's his second big three of the quarter, but he's third overall. .248 left in the third quarter. Colbert turns, shoots. They need this to go in. 7 points, a large gap in the context of this game.
Well, in the last 2 possessions, Templeogue actively going
Bonaparte!
after Colin O'Reilly.
Misses.
They're actively going after Colin O'Reilly right now, trying to draw that 4th foul.
He's experienced, he'll know that. O'Sullivan, and needed to. You're beginning to see why there's a lot of talk about Adrian O'Sullivan, and indeed Randolph and Killeen. So much talent out there. Bonaparte falls to Killeen. Stephen James. Bonaparte! So agile. You can see the look of frustration on Colin O'Reilly's face. He's desperate to stay out of foul trouble.
But they've really exploited it now. I can't recall the last time I saw a team actively go after a guy that way. Every possession they're trying to put the ball in somebody's hands who's near him.
3-point shot from downtown, Adrian O'Sullivan.
13 points.
He's a serious player, serious player.
Bonaparte shimmies, shakes and bakes. Finds his route is blocked. 1:25 left in the third quarter. Here's 2 3-pointers back to back. Supreme shooting in this game. First from Randolph, his third of the game. And that's Adrian O'Sullivan. Adrian O'Sullivan puts it out. Hosford loses it, but maybe illegally. And off goes Jack O'Mahony.
Hosford fortunate there to draw the foul. He tried a high-risk move, which is to split the 2 defenders, but was able to get some bodies into him and draw that foul.
Popped up, Buchan. Adrian O'Sullivan. 1 minute left, it's intercepted. Stephen James. Luke Thompson. James Thompson, 16 on the shot clock. Killeen. Off the rim. Colbert switches to Hosford. There's an option in the corner in Buchan, but they go to Colbert. O'Reilly was waiting. Hosford receives. 13 left on the shot clock. Here's Hosford. 36 left in the quarter. He tries to find Colbert, but it was blocked on the way through.
Mark Keenan showing a definite wrinkle in the defense here now, and it's thrown Demons off the last 2 possessions. As you saw that one play where Adrian O'Sullivan threw the ball directly into the hands of the defender. Again, he's got it switched up to his zone here now, and Jason Killeen is very active in it.
Colbert gets the necessary 2 with 30 to go in the second quarter. Demons on the search for a first cup title since 2015. Colbert was the MVP in that final against UCD Marion. Randolph. Bonaparte, they're in no rush. 14 left in the game. 8 left on the shot clock. Off the rim. Demons claim it. Buchan, Colin O'Reilly, Hosford. 7 left. Hosford brings it in, shoots, misses, hooked, missed again. The rebound taken by Killeen, and that is the end of the third quarter. And Templeogue lead a really tight and interesting game, 64-62. We'll be back with the last of our 32 quarters of basketball that we brought you today in about a minute. Two in it, 10 to go. The fourth and deciding quarter. UCD Marion are waiting. Who's going to be their cup final date? Templeogue, the champions of 2016, or Demons, the champions of 2015?
Well, I'd predict a more active, vocal Demons home crowd here in the final 10 minutes. We have a 2-point game with everything to play for.
Templeogue have kept them quiet. The crowd need to get into it. Here's Bonaparte. Luke Thompson. Killeen slips it off. Murphy couldn't juggle it in to the basket. Hosford. Buchan's in the corner. O'Reilly. Colbert. 4-3. Misses. Stephen James. Bonaparte. And the first points of the final quarter go to Bonaparte and Templeogue, and there's 4 between them with 9:13 left. Colbert. O'Reilly. Hosford. Hosford. Colbert. Buchan! Yes, he can! Good 2 from Buchan. Bonaparte. Murphy tries to get his shot away, but this might have been a 3 from Buchan. Let's have another look.
He may have towed the line.
Toe was on the line, yeah. I like that you use the term towed the line. Literally. So Templeogue with the free throw through Lorcan Murphy. And 2 in it. 3 in it. Rebound claimed by Bonaparte. 3 in it. 8:40 to go in the ball game. Luke Thompson. He uses the force.
Oh, that's a dagger. Off an offensive rebound on a missed free throw to hit him with a 3. That's a dagger.
Hosford. O'Sullivan. Mark Keenan on the ground, not praying though, even though he's on one knee. Colin O'Reilly. O'Reilly will get another goal. The foul comes.
Great cut by O'Reilly, but very impressive recovery by Bonaparte to get a hand on that shot.
Let's have a look at that last three-pointer. Luke Thompson is showing the force is strong in young Luke. Osford.
Set play.
O'Sullivan.
Adrian O'Sullivan.
It's a 2 because his toes are on the line.
Well, you could see that coming from Dublin.
Luke Thompson. Killeen. Lorcan Murphy. You can see him, but it's hard to stop him. 7:48 left in the ball game. Hosford. Back to Colbert. Intercepted by Stephen James. Thompson is open, but he doesn't go to him. Here's Bonaparte. Thompson. This is another three-point shot, and it's made again.
Well, you rarely see that skip pass that early in transition, but Bonaparte had the state of mind to get the ball to the open shooter.
Hosford, are Demons running out of juice? As you mentioned, they wouldn't be as deep as Templeogue. Thompson, you would think being on home court might give them some sort of advantage. Hasn't done so far. Killeen, who makes himself at home anywhere in the world so long as it's a basketball court. And the timeout is called. 7:02 left in the game, and an 11-point gap Templeogue lead.
.702 remaining, 77-66.
Talking in my sleep at night, making myself crazy. Wrote it down, I read it out, hoping it would save me. But he makes me feel like nobody else, nobody else. In my life, he doesn't love me, so I to myself. To myself, don't wake up the phone. You always only thought it was wrong and alone. Don't let me know after kicking out again. Free. Don't be afraid. You wake up in the morning. I'm still living. You ain't getting nobody.
And we're back, 4 between them, 7 to go in the fourth and final quarter. Can Demons summon the energy from somewhere to see this one home, to win this one on their home court? They're only 4 down, but Templeogue are playing the better basketball. We're 11 down, I beg your pardon. I misread it. 70-66, 77-66. Killeen, Bonaparte. Bonaparte back out to James. Killeen with a little shimmy. Fast footwork from the big man. And if you tried to do that 1,000 times, you'd probably fail all 1,000 times. Happened last night in the Killorglin Neptune game as well, I think maybe. Killorglin winning that game.
Couple of big possessions coming up here for Demons. They're going to need to put some more points on the board or stop the clock.
O'Sullivan can't reduce the gap. 6:12 on the clock. 77 plays 66. Templeogue leading. Well, let's have a look. This is Killeen getting a caught between a board and a hard place. Colin O'Reilly having a chat with the ref. James does well. 12 between them.
Well, a regrettable sequence there for O'Sullivan because he didn't let up the whole way up the floor. And I'm sure he'll try to make amends here.
James. Murphy. It's gone very stop-starty, and I imagine that suits Templeogue more.
Well, they not only got the points, obviously in a technical situation you get the ball back.
Bonaparte. Luke Thompson, this is for 2. Adrian O'Sullivan. They need to start making buckets. Hosford gets them started. 5:38 left in the ball game. Lorcan Murphy. This is for 3 from James! Steph James, Steph Curry, no difference between them there. 81-68, 5:10 left. Hosford hooks it in.
Lovely finish by Hosford. Full extension, going to his right.
Handed the ball and said, all right, I'll shoot so.
Well, I think on that they just got caught sleeping. That's they probably didn't expect a guy to pull for 3 from there.
Always expect the Spanish Inquisition. Actually, it's the opposite of that saying, isn't it? No one expected anyway.
No one expected.
No one. James, Colleen, Lorcan Murphy. Hosford blocking the road. Inside it goes to Bonaparte.
And if that's on Cuff, he will make his way out. That's his 5th and final foul.
It's a big blow. His team down by 11 with 4:49 left in the final quarter. It's not done, but it's not looking good for Demons.
Well, when you got some firepower on the court in the form of Colbert and O'Reilly and O'Sullivan, you know, I would say there's some basketball to be played here, but Demons need some things to go their way.
We saw a Cuff there looking pretty
Such
dejected.
as?
Colbert floats for O'Sullivan. Back it goes to Colbert. Colleen in the way, just stands there and does enough. Colleen with these arms up in the air is a frightening prospect for anyone, even if you're Colbert. Bonaparte snuck inside to Murphy. Doesn't do it this time. O'Reilly. On the road is Hosford. Back to Colbert. Look at this for a steal. Colbert using all his experience and cleverness. Bit of a mini timeout on the court there for Demons. Pat, if you were in that huddle now, what would you like to hear as a player from Colin O'Reilly, who is very much involved there, the coach stroke player? There is a timeout, 4:14 left in the ball game. Templeogue leading by 11. It's the Cup semi-final. We're ready to rock for the end of this game. 4:14 left, and well, Demons had a little bit of a mini conference before that timeout was called. Colin O'Reilly in the thick of it, the player coach. What do you think he said, Pat, or what do you think he should have been saying?
Well, look, the situation we're in now is Colbert's getting a chance to cut into the lead with the clock stopped. So when you're trailing by double figures with about 4 minutes left, I would hope to hear in terms of leadership that there's plenty of basketball to be played, and one opportunity is to cut into that lead with the clock dead. So you want to be aggressive to the basket and draw fouls.
Well, they've knocked 2 off it and lost no time. 4:13 left in the game, 81 plays 72. Templeogue, every time they've been asked a question tonight, they've come up with the answer. And I imagine they are confident that will remain the case for the rest of this game. Here's Colleen. James! Absolute perfection. And there is your answer.
Well, again, in order for Demons to be here in the dying moments, they're going to need to attack the basket aggressively. They're going to need to try to stop the clock by drawing fouls. They're going to need a couple of threes.
They're going to need a 3 from Buchan, which doesn't come, and Lorcan Murphy takes it. Niall O'Reilly cutting a very frustrated figure on the bench. Well, he's not actually on it, he's standing beside it. Here's Lorcan Murphy.
And Demons can ill afford another empty possession here because they're going to get to the point where they need to stop the clock.
That was absolutely supreme by James. Hosford, O'Sullivan brings it in. They need everything to go their way. That didn't fall, but it did fall for O'Reilly. O'Reilly for 3! Off the rim, and Lorcan Murphy claims the rebound. 2:59 left in the game.
Lorcan Murphy's some serious athlete. His hands well above the rim there.
Here is Murphy. It drops in. The trip back to Dublin is looking increasingly shorter for Templeogue. Although they still have a few miles to travel.
You know, we talked in that first game about role players and guys coming in and just doing their job, and you think now about Randolph knocking down 3 very, very good three-pointers, you know, timely and without hesitation.
Hosford, those 3-point shots just not coming off for Demons, and with 2:40 left, they're in serious bother. Bonaparte floats it for Colleen, foul.
Good call on the baseline there. Colleen, once he had position, all they could do was hold him to prevent an easy basket. So referee, she did a great job on the baseline spotting that.
Colleen with the free throw. Hole in 1. What a game he's had, Colleen. What a career he is having. Mark Keenan has moved almost as much as these players tonight. Here's O'Reilly. Foul. 2:19 left and a 15-point gap.
Well, I told Mark Keenan today, I bumped into him. Foul drawn there. But I bumped into Keenan earlier there today in Cashel. And I said, Mark, if you win another one, I says, you're going to need an addition to your house.
O'Reilly puts that one away.
The man just collects trophies.
There is a chance, granted a small one for Demons. 2:18 left in this game. Lorcan, Murphy, Bonaparte. There's nothing about Templeogue's performance so far though that suggests there's going to be any massive collapse, as this movement would tell you. 15 left on the shot clock. Steph James, Stephen James, Luke Thompson! It's another three! No fluke from Luke, he knew exactly what he was doing.
Well, again, now that's his third, so you got 6 threes between him and Randolph, and you talk about those guys being the role players. And that'll tell you the strength of this Templeogue squad.
James, 1:44 left in the game, and some of the home support are beginning to file out. They know that this bird is cooked. Demons to suffer semi-final hell.
And James's timely threes as well really just slammed the door on any ideas of a Demons comeback. Every time that Demons looked like they were going to make a run, either James or Thompson was able to get their feet set and just knock down the open shots.
Kyle Hosford is just dejected on the bench. He knows it's done. James, it's been a good night's work for him. Templeogue looking for 2 titles in 3 years. 2016 champions last year, it was Griffith Swords Thunder. They didn't make the Final Four this season. Just goes to show you how tight and how tough it is at the top of Irish basketball. James again. They're having fun out there now, Templeogue. And they lead by 19 with 1:44 on the clock and a timeout called. I think Keenan is going for a 5th cup title as a coach this season. Mark Keenan, I'm saying, going for potentially 5 cup titles as a coach this season. I think I have that right. Bonaparte, James, 135. Blocked by O'Mahony. Did well on defense there, O'Mahony.
Well, Jack O'Mahony's definitely one to watch for the future. Again, in the middle of his studies here at UCC right now. I know he's on a sports scholarship at UCC. Kid, bright future, bright future. He spent the first part of his kind of youth career as a post player. And he made the smart move to convert to the wing, and now he's a big guard. He's a 6'3", 6'4" guard, which obviously makes him Super League caliber. But I think he's going to have a pretty terrific career. Bright kid.
The Demons involved tomorrow in the semi-finals going on here at the Mardyke. UCD Marion back as well, Portlaoise Panthers, DCU Mercy, League Slip. Lots of action between the two venues. Templeogue there as well, that's in the men's under-18s. Neptune in the under-18s. So a lot of strength coming through in a lot of these clubs. Templeogue through Killeen. And off goes Luke Thompson. What a night he's had.
To well-deserved applause. Again, he opened the game up. He
Yep.
really did with those back-to-back threes.
Bonaparte with 1:04 left on the clock and the lead now 21. It's tough on Demons, but they just ran out of gas. Pat, I think it's fair to say they just didn't have the depth that Templeogue had and couldn't make the switches that Templeogue had. And when Colin O'Reilly got into that foul trouble, I think it's fair to say he just wasn't able to affect defense. Still trying to affect offense, it just doesn't come off for him. 53 seconds left, 21 the gap. Thank you for watching on Off the Ball. Remember, the final will be on TG Cahir and it will be Templeogue against Demons. The women's final will be DCU Mercy against Glanmire. Glanmire going for 5 in a row. Colleen going for 3 and not getting it.
Well, the UCD Marion matchup.
Templeogue against
well, that will be a
UCD Marion.
terrific final. You're talking 2 terrific coaches with 2 deep sides. Teams that are very well balanced. Both teams have a post player, a dynamic forward. Both teams have excellent backcourt players. I think that final will be a cracker.
Templeogue against UCD Marion. I might have said Templeogue against Demons. Obviously, I have that on the brain. This is our 4th game of the day, so you'll forgive us. With 15 seconds left to go, 15 seconds left for a coffee break, to a coffee break. These lads deserve it way more than we do, and that is a magnificent way to finish from James. Down the court it goes. Jack O'Mahony, he's really tried his heart out tonight. It's not going to work out for him. It's not going to work out for Demons. It will work for Templeogue. It will be an all-Dublin men's final. The final say goes to O'Sullivan, who misses. He's worked hard. Demons just not good enough. Keenan and O'Reilly shake hands, 2 big and, I suppose, legendary figures of Irish basketball. And Templeogue will attempt to win 2 finals in 3 years. They'll be up against Marion, who haven't won it since, I think, 2011. Well done to Mark Keenan. Well done to Templeogue. Well done to DCU Mercy earlier on. Well done to Glanmire. They'll meet in the women's final at the end of January. And as I say, UCD will take on Templeogue. Pat Price, thank you very much. Thank you to all the team. I'm Oisin Langan. Thank you for watching Off the Ball's first ever live TV broadcast of sport. Templeogue win 98-77. And that's where we will leave it from the Mardyke Arena in Cork.